Okay, now as of now I have my classic chassis here using my FR4 upper and lower plates on the chassis, and as you can see they are green, and I want to complete the Benzie, which is this silver sausage here, and so I have painted and cut a new plate here in black and another upper plate here, so I'm going to do the replacement on that. And then I want to talk just a little bit about the possibilities with this super simple chassis, because I still don't have a definite pricing on it, but I want to make it as inexpensive as possible, so that's why I'm thinking about not going carbon and keeping the FR4. I'm going to be using those Mini Q2 pods for the rear. That's same, they come everything together much cheaper than anything else I can think of at the moment, and they work great, especially at the speeds that those cars are going to be running on. So this is good. It comes with a ball diff, the brush motor is plenty enough. It's MR style, so it's like 98-ish wheelbase, and so as you can see those cars are super basics. So it's basically upper plate, lower plate that sandwich the servo in place, and that sandwich the battery mount, and then you stick your electronics most likely underneath the body panels or even on the pod itself, and you're good to go. It's running two-wheel drive style tires at the back. I'm running the narrow one for those vintage classic cars. I'm planning on doing some more hot rod looking cars, so they will be running the wider one at the rear. You can see the difference. This is the front wheel of the two-wheel drive, and this is the rear wheel of the two-wheel drive. So at the moment, you see I have those two molds done for it. So I get the Fiat and I get the Benzie. Of course, this is supposed to be a much larger car and this is supposed to be a much smaller car, so the proportion of this car and the chassis compared to the real thing is extremely close, but because I'm working from the same chassis, then I'm going to try to just adapt everything to the size that I have. So this car is supposed to be a smaller car with a larger driver, so I've just tried to make the size match each other, so when they're going to be together on the track, they're going to be fairly similar sizes. I'm still looking for a third little car to do like that, so I can use this narrow base. So you see on this narrow base I basically put the Velcro over here, and then I have Velcro inside of the body, and the body is super tight around this part, so once it's Velcroed on and you have the wheel arches and everything put into place, the body is super stable. This is super light as well. You do the similar thing on the Fiat. Of course, I am yet to do it. I'm going to do a proper chassis just for this one. And so I'm thinking about doing a third one, which is going to be in this vein of old 30s F1 cars, if we can call them that. And then later on, based on that chassis, I'm going to do some that are going to have not inline batteries but perpendicular batteries, and so that way I can try to do more vintage car. I'm probably going to do my 4CV buddies. I don't have one near me, but you can check on my Facebook on actually no, it's not on the store. You can check on the Facebook page and on the YouTube page. I have a couple of posts about it. So the 4CV is probably going to be one of those, and I'm not sure if I'm going to do more in the vein of the 4CV or not, but for sure there are going to be hot rods type of cars, because this chassis is really going to be great for that. There's a super easy way to make engine on top of the servo, so will can have a dummy engine on top of the servo, and then a larger battery that's going to be sideways instead of inline, and then different bodies at the different cabs at the back, Model T or what have you, and then in the front here there is enough area to double side tape a little front end, like a radiator kind of part. So that's going to be a cool thing, I think. And once again, those are going to be, I think those are really great speeds for little home tracks, I think. I drove it on the racetrack last time, and it can do it, but it's just a bit too scary to drive those at high speed. So I think the lower speeds is going to make this car really attractive for home use, or you have your track in your garage. And so I'm going to keep on developing bodies for them. I really wanted to do some Lotus for it. It's just that those are really narrow, and they're really thin chassis. So I'm yet to figure out. A Lotus 7 is probably going to be what I go for first, like I did on the 110. So this is most likely gonna happen, because that's going to be a pretty cool looking little chassis as well, and I think that's going to fit the dimensions fairly well. And you can see I've done a lot of different there's a lot of different holes on both the lower and the upper plates, and so I'm not using everything depending on what I want to do. This one is a fairly tall angle at the back, so I'm cutting the back over there, and I'm not using, you see, those holes that were at the back of the chassis when you have the full plates. But though this way I can use the same templates, let's say, and build upon a lot of different. Oh yeah, I need to fit everything first before the things move tightly up and down. So that is about it for the little classic update at the moment. If you guys have something in mind that you would like to see, like a specific car that you would like to see done, that those chassis would be a good base for, then PM me, let me know, write a comment down there somewhere, contact me on Facebook or Instagram or wherever you can find me, and then you'll see, because I have my ideas of what I want to do, but who knows, somebody might come up with something I didn't think about that I think is really cool and that other people are into as well, and we can do something with it. So let's see. Hold on, last thing I'm going to do with my giant fingers is put that on. So that looks much better in black, doesn't it? Oh yeah. Let's attach the pods before I close everything down, because it will just look better completed with the pods. And I'm worried I'm using the wrong screws here. They look a bit too long for those. IW02 pods have fairly small self-tapping mounting parts at the back, but that seems to be okay over there. Okay, so once it's in, I will not stick it out anymore, and we will have the Benzie chassis completed. So I'm still need to do the wiring for the motor over there, but look at that, that looks a lot better. Let's put the body on so we can all take a good look at, first of all, how does it fit. And you see, it's holding itself super well, so this is great. Alright, this is better. Black sticking out only, anodized blue, nothing I can do about that. That's how those parts come, but I think overall that's a much neater look than with the green FRP. So right, now I'm going to do the same treatment on the chassis I have for the Fiat, and this one is going to be on sale very soon. It's using the Kyosho motor and pod and hop-up ball diff, LM ball diff from the Kyosho at the back, some super cool GL rims, and tires. So the ESC is just attached like that at the back, and then if you're lucky enough to have a mini receiver, then you can mount it anywhere you want in the car. So that's a little update on the Classics. They are going to be up on the store, I think, this coming week. I need to shoot pictures. I need to build a bit more of them. I need to form a couple more clear bodies. And yeah, so that's it for the Mini Classic update, and I will be back very soon. Bye bye.